Hi there guys, and welcome to a long-term review of the Google Pixel 6a. How's it withheld the test of time so far, and is it still worth buying now? Let's dive down into it. So everyone knows the Google Pixels. They are the stock Android experience with Google Smarts built in, and the 6a range, or the A range entirely, are the budget version of the Pixels, but they're still as powerful as the bigger siblings. This one, the Pixel 6a, just to start on the outside, as you've seen already, this is the Gorilla Glass 3 and plastic back build. Long term, without a case or any skins for the phone or anything, you can see the test of time has given it scratches and stuff. That's the only major downside to the build quality of the phone. It's still solid, and because it's plastic backed, if you were to drop it, it's less likely to smash being plastic. Compared to the bigger, more expensive ones, so the 6 and 6 Pro, they're glass backed, so may smash. But yeah, scratches, that's about it. If you can deal with that, that's fair enough. If it's still worth buying now, well, I would look for a decent condition second-hand one. Make sure you check the condition first, make sure it's not too marked up already, otherwise you are good to go. Let's just go inside the phone. So as you can see, even though this has been out for some time now, it's still very zippy and reactive, nice and fast to whatever you want to do. If you open and close apps real quick, it will save real quick. This is because it's all stock Android. It's using the Smart Tensor chip. I know the new phones now coming out have the Tensor G2, but even still, the original Tensor is still very nice and fast. With it being stock Android, you can load this up with pretty much all the apps and games you want, and the general usage will be that it's going to stay pretty fast and reactive. The bonus to getting a budget Pixel phone like this Pixel 6a is, one, you're going to save money compared to buying a flagship or any just brand new phone, and two, you're still going to have current software updates and features because it's a Google phone. So if I just go into the settings, go to about phone, is it there? There we go. So looking at that, it's Android 13, the current latest one. It's going to have the Android 14 update too, and I believe the 15, don't quote me on the last one though. And it's going to have a whole bunch of security updates nice and quick too. Google Pixel phones are just basically the first fastest phone to get any Android and security updates, so it is worth that investment already. Storage wise, I believe this came out with 128 gigabytes. I could have a look, but who cares. 128 gigabytes is enough for the general user, for your videos, your pictures, games and apps. I think 128 is good for the average user still. No one's really going to fill it up too quick. And if you do get a nice googly phone, you do have your videos and photos back up with the Google Photos app anyway, pre-installed. Another bonus of this phone is it doesn't come with bloatware, really. Anything that's pre-installed by Google themselves is not considered bloatware when it's their own system and phone, so that's all good. But it's not as bad as, say, like Samsung, who have a Google version of Gallery and then their own version of Gallery installed on the same phone. That's just, it's just too much. The UI itself is nice, large, easy to maintain and flick through. You can make heads and tails of everything straight away. Nice large buttons, nice large icons, nothing too crazy. Even the widgets themselves, if you wanted to go through them, if you wanted to go through them, they're very easy to make out. They are, again, large ones, not too small, squinty, things like that. The design itself is nice and basic. Flat screen, 6.1 inch, just the right size, I believe, to have a good, one-hand experience. The back itself is all flat as well, slight curved edges just to feel good in hand. And the camera is, well, very Google Pixel look. It's the camera bar there. The 6a came with two 12.2 megapixel cameras, I believe, and then one flash there. The Pro, I believe, obviously has an extra telephoto, but for an average user, again, those two cameras are more than enough. Paired up with the Google Smarts editing, post-production if you will, the photos are still really crisp, colourful, catch a lot of detail, well balanced photos. Everyone knows that. So again, you're still going to get that experience with this phone, even though it's not brand new. The newer phones, they have now a higher megapixel count on their cameras for more capturing of light and detail, but this still competes with the best of them. And I think that's it really. That's all I'm going to round out with, because I want to say, yeah, it's still worth the money. If you can find this at a great deal, a great price, you're going to still be up to date on the latest Android features and updates. The experience is overall pretty fluid. It's not a high-end screen. It's a 60 Hz, but look at that, still very nice. For games, YouTube, media, whatever, social media, or just text and calls basic, you'll have a great experience with this phone. The battery is adaptive, so it'll last you ages. The battery in this one, even though it's now I believe over a year old, it's still holding on. The overall experience is strong. It's well worth the money. You'll have a flagship experience almost in a budget phone. If you've got any more questions or anything, please let me know in the comments. If you want a more detailed review, I will do one. I'll look at each function and feature on their own separately in more detail, and just give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you did enjoy this quick little video in the Pixel 6a. Thank you very much. This is Kyle Reviews, and I will see you again soon.